Hi there everyone, welcome back to Weir Yard up here in the loft, and you're asking on the Jenny Monday Club live stream about a video layout tour. Now it's something actually I don't think I've done this properly before, and certainly there's been so much progress since the beginning that maybe it's time that rather than focusing on the areas that I've been working on, I should actually show you the entire model and just talk you through it. So let's take a look. Start over here where the sign is, and this is the, I can never remember whether I designated it as the north or the south end of the yard. I think it's the south end. It's a bit academic really because it's all in one big circle up in the loft. I'm going to say it's the south end. So got there the signal box controlling the junction, and this was originally the Bolton West signal box. Bolton East junction signal box. And a little bit of a town scene creeping up behind it. All of this stuff was just recycled. The scissors crossing is actually the scissors crossing I built as part of a how-to video. Also got in there, a lot of the signalling is turned up in this area. But then we've got this kind of embankment up, and it might not even show properly on the video. I'm just going to try and get around to show you that. I showcased some Gauge Master products on there, which you don't get an awful lot, but I quite liked it. It's just a shame they don't give you enough to do a large meaningful area really. Although if you've got a small layout, it's probably more than adequate. But what we've got here are the 3-track main line going round, and they go all the way round. But then up here, we've got the top of the top yard, which is up at the top of the hump. And then we've got the 4th line, which splits off there. So that gives access to the top of the hump from that line. And that comes round here. Forget about the crane. That's just put there somewhere to put it. That's not actually going to be living up here. That I've promised to Brian. And he's going to be recycling that into Northcote Road. Up here, I had a lot of trouble with the glue. It's actually Deluxe Materials Speed Bond that I initially tried using. And as you can see, it kind of separated out and reacted with the Geoscenics ballast dye. So, and also turned the point work over there a weird shade of green, which really it shouldn't do. The PVA hasn't done that, so I'm going to have to revisit some of this ballasting. The top of the hump, we've got these 4 lines through. It's not as big as I would have liked, space limitations really. But then we've also got this line which comes across here, fly over, and then down the incline down there, and that joins the top and the bottom sections of the yard, which allows wagons from the north arrival roads to be shunted up to then be worked over the hump. And behind it down there we can see that the line on the inside there splits into 2. There's some signalling to be sorted out. And then this sort of double track main line is really the one which goes round as a double track main line. Then we've got the head shunt here. So I'm just test fitting some retaining walls that I've been building up. Just an industrial concern. I did a video, I think the last Progress in the Loft video showed the building of this area. But we've got all that there, and actually the shed there, I think it's a Scaledale goods shed. I really liked it, and I ended up buying one after I'd been playing about with one as part of another project that's been going on. So I bought my own one. I fitted that there, and that's the reason why that overhead gantry crane actually doesn't have anywhere to go, because I bought that, and then I got gifted that big scratch-built building in the corner from Brian's layout. Didn't want it, didn't have anywhere for it, and actually I'm really quite pleased that it's a lovely, really nicely built building. Then round here we've got on the inside here, just underneath here, from underneath the bridge, splitting out again, These are for arrival roads. So these are the southern arrival sidings, and the idea is that freight trains would arrive at the yard into these sidings, and then from here they'd be moved back and up and over the hump. There's also another set of arrival sidings elsewhere, but then we've also got, I haven't really talked about this here, this is the hump. The hump is just sort of somewhere in this area. I'm going to have a control tower in there, but it's not been built. At the moment it's just a weird, strange grassed area. But the hump, these are the lines going over it down here, around the back of the turntable, and then you can see they start to spread back out into, I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 roads down here. So these then become the main sidings, sorting sidings at the bottom of the hump, with the motive power depot in front, which actually gets its access over here from this line, which branches off here. This point here is going to be, eventually I've got to build a little triangle in there once I've finished building over there, and that will join into the ramp down to the hidden sidings. So we're getting ahead of ourselves there. But we've got the main sorting sidings coming around here, but I need to put in some lights, but I'm going to just move over into this area. I'm casting a shadow, which I'm trying not to do, but I've still got a few lights to put in. We've got a little bit of, it's like a ground frame signal box there, and we've got the line coming down from the incline up to the top of the hump. We've got the line coming through one of the through lines, which all of this setup allows access from different lines, different sets of sidings to the line up to the top of the hump. So we've got a double slip there, and just move around to there. You've just seen the gloom with another double slip. So the southern arrival roads then feed back to here, and then we've got the northern arrival roads. There's only 2 of them over here, and they go all the way around to there at the north end of the yard. So that's how the whole yard works. These sorting sidings are really the main area which has got just all this rolling stock in, and it just allows a showcase for all of my rolling stock. I say all, some of it, I've got so much. But let's have a look at some of the other bits of track work. Looking to the motive power depot, done the how-to video on the speed ballasting like a pro, cobbling an inset track like a pro. I don't know, YouTube just likes titles like that, that's all that is. We've got the turntable that is mechanised from there. The innermost track coming down here, that's actually quite a steep curve and a steep gradient, because it comes down here to level off to allow these 2 points, and then immediately starts climbing back up round here. So we've got this, the start of the other gradient. So actually it's quite a challenging climb for a lot of trains to get round, and just mind out from the, just move that out of the way. That's my jar of glue mix. So we've got this incline back up. That's been covered, being made in a previous video. And then you can see there where you get this sort of S-band. I do quite like it actually. And that brings it out over the top of the hidden sidings. So just down here in the gloom, that's the way in for the hidden sidings. And then down there, we've got points, more points, and then they spread out and are all underneath the hill area at the far end. So I'm actually quite pleased. This area here has come together quite nice, but I'm thinking that I could have actually angled the courses of the stonework on that wall perhaps a little bit better to hide the fact that at the moment, because all the courses are sloping down so that they're actually level with the track on a 4% grade going up there, it means that the track coming up on a 4% grade the other way, it makes it look a lot steeper than it actually is. That is not anywhere near as steep as it looks. That's just an illusion caused by the orientation of the courses of the stonework on that retaining wall. That retaining wall, of course, was what was behind the station on Bolton Trinity Road, So that would have been, let's see, that would have been Station Road, Station Street, now long gone, because it was removed in the late 80s when they demolished the bridge that the station building was on. But that was where that retaining wall came from. And actually the telltale is that signal is still in situ. It has never left that wall. So that was the platform 5 starter signal, was what that was. Coming over here, we've got the feed through here. This is sort of like a crossover on the lower level from the innermost track to the bottom of the yard. Also allows that lead from the motive power depot into there, coming along here. And then I've got a point here and a siding, because all marshalling yards, all hump yards, need a siding full of shunters ready to roll. So that's my sort of shunters that are ready to roll siding. There's only room on there comfortably for 3 before they start to foul the line, but actually, no, it works. Brian seemed to approve, and he seemed knowledgeable of these things. And then we've got the bottom of the sorting sidings all coming back together here. So we've got quite a network of points. And unfortunately, or fortunately, just the way it's been designed, because of space constraints, they actually go to a couple of points in the tunnel there. So there is no head shunt. Technically, my third main line coming around here is the head shunt. But, you know, I'm not too bothered about that. Then we've got the main lines coming out from the tunnels over there. That's the old Bolton Trinity Road station building up there on the hill. And I think I'm going to turn this into something like a school. The telephone kiosks aren't fixed in. They're just sat there for somewhere to put them. But I quite like the idea of putting a fence across there and making that a playground. And it screams out old secondary school, grammar school type place from the, built in the 30s, 40s, that kind of thing, maybe. And that's what that's probably going to be notionally going to be. So some kind of grammar school. I went to a posh fee-paying school when I was a kid. So yeah, maybe we'll have one of those. I shall unleash my my inner snob and have a nice grammar school. I've still got lots of trees to build. I've got some the tree making kits from Backman Scenecraft. So there's a lot of trees going to go around in this area. And then you can see the J-cloths and PVA have been coming together. And the Bolton East Junction retaining wall from the back has found a new home. Trimmed a little bit at the end. And that has formed the retaining wall along there, which is glued in place now. I need another shorter piece there, which is waiting for all of the terrain behind it to be done before it gets glued in, and then I can ballast all of this section. In fact, the little bit of retaining wall is just sat there at the moment, again salvaged from out in the shed. Over in the corner, another piece of salvaged retaining walls waiting to go into that area. I've got to kind of make J-cloth and PVA stuff going on there. These houses, did the video where you saw me retrieving them from the shed. They're just test placed over there, and I've still got to make I've got a J-cloth over all of that. I got rid of those polystyrene boxes that you saw. It just didn't really work. So what I'm going to do is, that's just loft insulation. It's not fiberglass insulation. It's the recycled plastic bottle variety. So good for the environment, good for me. And that's just stuffed in there. I'm going to J-cloth over the top, and then in turn do just some basic scenery at the back there. I've got some other card kits of houses to retrieve from the shed that's got to go in there. I've got loads of those Metcalf cobbles. I'm just going to cobble that area, and then work ground cover over the cobbles to give grassed area, because I really can't be bothered cutting out little bits in the cobbles for grass verges and stuff. So I'll work something out. Also got that bit of embankment to sort out as well. And then going back over here, still lots of ballasting. I have used many kilos of that ballast. It doesn't cost much, but certainly used a lot of it. Now, this is the area over here with Jablite Mountain, or Jablite Hill, whatever you want to call it, that I thought that this area would probably get done last because it's all the sort of epic scenery. But actually, it's been done as one of the earlier things, and actually I'm quite pleased with the results. So you can see there, we've got the top line comes round, bridge built out of a variety of different bits and pieces, some wills, vary girders, and also some Pico bridge girders, which again were salvaged from the bridge underneath the main station building from Trinity Road. Retaining walls, again, from out in the shed. Some of the signalling there, they're just dummies, actually, but I do like them. I think they were Pico kits. And then we've got a ratio signal in there as well, not non-working, but there we go. We've got the top line goes round through there and into a tunnel on the top level. And then we've got the 3 lower levels. The 2 main tracks stay together, go through a double track portal, single track portal for this line over here, and the portal that's round this corner, just trying to move over and see if I can film okay. Oh, what are those white splodges? I don't know. What is that? Is that glue or something? I don't know what that is. Oh no, it's, oh, guess what I did? I must have splashed a bit of plaster. So, oh, there we go. It's a bit better. I'll weather all of that. So actually, right, anyway, where was I? Oh yes, meanwhile, back at the ranch. That is actually a double track portal because I had some spare double track portals. The track goes through it at an angle, so actually it's very appreciative of the extra space either side. This is an angle you probably wouldn't normally see. There's still some tidying up work to do. And actually, it would probably benefit from a bit more ballast inside there, but it's so difficult to get access to. I can show you this at this angle because I can hold my phone there, but it's not a viewing angle that you would normally ever see, to be honest with you. So just working up onto the hill. Again, Jablite Mountain, really pleased with the way it's turned out. Doctor Who has turned up. This thing just moves around the layout, to be honest with you. It's one of those things that just a little bit of fun. I'll never glue it down. I'll just keep moving it around. These are some of the Scenecraft Ready rocks. Actually, they're really good. They're expensive. Yeah, I grant you, very expensive. But they are really nice. I've just got to do something there where you can see a little bit of the blue of the back scene coming through. But it just gives this illusion of a little bit more rockier mountain. You can use them in so many ways. They do about 4, maybe 3, 4 different types of rocks. In fact, about 4 I've seen. You can get this size. You can get ones that are like big slabs. You get 4 big slabs, which for bigger rock faces. You can get creek bed rocks and creek side rocks I've seen as well. Very good if you're making a sort of slightly rocky creek beds, that type of thing. So there's quite a good range, all hand painted, and the kits are designed so that you can buy multiple kits and they will kind of tessellate with each other. That's a good word, that, tessellate. Write it down. We need to use it more in everyday conversation. Going back round here, I just, again, just trying to keep out of the light as much as I can. So I'm just going to balance the camera here. And that's the top layer tunnel into Jablite Mountain. We've got much rockier faces here. And that tunnel mouth had to be cut and kind of kinked. And I've got to make some kind of a bush or a creeper just to hide that cut mark. Because I'm just really not happy with it. Zoe thinks it's really good. But it's an area I need to kind of tinker with. And then you can see down here, again, inside that tunnel, I need to deal with that brilliant white Jablite. I'm going to try and move the camera, so just bear with me there. So if I put this down here, you can see the tunnel portals. These are Hornby Scaledale tunnel portals. Again, a weird angle that you wouldn't normally see. And actually on the top layer there, you can actually see there all the way through the top level tunnel. And let's just try and move the camera in. There's your view through the tunnel. So that's from the northern end of the yard, looking all the way through. It's actually quite a nice shot. That's an angle that I should. Yeah, that is actually quite a nice angle. Looks like you're looking out into the garden railway from the shed. And then if I move the phone over here, you can see through. You can actually see the other tracks over there. It's just the nature of the construction inside Jablite Mountain. It does have a little dividing piece there, which is actually holding the top up. But I've tried to keep it quite open, and the reason for this is to allow me to be able to reach in and either retrieve rolling stock or clean the track, which is obviously very important considerations. So I'm just going to lift you out there. There's still a patch of ground here as well. You can just see there. I need to do some kind of terrain on that, and that is a Burco colour aspect signal kit, 2 aspects, and that is one which I just thought I'd try it out. So I've got that. I've also got one of the old ground signals from out in the shed, and they're going to be wired back to these switches, the green ones, which are on switches. I've got another 2 spare ones over here, and actually out in the shed I've got 2 more colour aspect signals on a gantry. And I was thinking for that, if we go back over there, you see that little cutout there, which was originally for the footbridge at Bolton East Junction. Instead, I'm thinking of using that as a support for one side of the colour aspect signal gantry, which would give colour aspect signals over the far 2 tracks. So that's an area I'm going to investigate and see what I can come up with. I think that would work quite well. So they would then be wired back and use these switches. Now, I think we'd have a full house then. Every single one of these switches would actually switch something, which in all of their previous locations they've never quite. Although saying that, I think this switch is defective, so I can't use this. I did wire something to it, and in one direction it's like gone on all the time, which makes it no good for switching points. So that one's out of use, but we'll make use of all the others. I'm going to show you as well. I probably haven't shown you down here since I built it. So there's the hidden storage sidings. I'm wanting to expand these. So I'll turn that round there, and this is where it goes over the loft hatch. What I want to do is this nearest line will split and keep splitting, and I want to put another board here with several points and stuff on, and that will, it's really difficult to show you underneath here, that will then give me more storage sidings underneath here. I need to tidy up this rat's nest of wire, and that would allow a vast amount more rolling stock to be stored permanently on the layout. And it's one of those things, I thought that with all these sidings underneath here I'd get loads of my stock out, plus the nature of the railway up on the top, I'd have loads of wagons out, and I thought, oh yes, that's brilliant. I'll have plenty of room for all my stock. No, I didn't. So anywho, that is a video tour of all the main areas of Weir Yard. So you can see there, done a lot of progress, but there is still an awful lot still left to do. And you know, it's going to be keeping me busy for certainly for the rest of the year, if not several years, because quite simply there is always lots and lots to do to embellish it, to make it better and better. Oh, I haven't actually talked about this corner, so I'm just moving over. We'll get a closer look at that bridge, which was really difficult to do because of the nature of this tight curve, and that is a very tight curve, and building this bridge into there, that was really tricky, and the bridge doesn't actually make sense if you think about it from an engineering point of view. It's an impossible bridge. It wouldn't stay up, and the girders really just don't work. But it looks the part, and if it looks right, it is right. Behind there, I'm going to just move over this way. You can see this is the hillside rising up with some of the Gauge Master trees and Hornbeat ready-made scenic trees, the deluxe ones. and I was quite pleased with how this turned out. I've still got a few bits and pieces to do. I'm thinking of getting some sets of hikers, picnickers, that kind of thing, and putting them on up there. Yeah, make quite a nice scene. I'll have to get some trackside fencing in too. But you can see over here we have the 3 tracks come round, go under the bridge, and this is an area that you don't normally see, but I still need to do the side of the embankment. So you can see actually in there, that's how I do the raised track bed with the Scenecraft gradient track bed shaper things. So really good actually. Well recommend those products. So I've got to build this bit here just to join up to there. It's one of those areas that is on the to-do list and has been on the to-do list, but out of sight is out of mind, because quite frankly, from normal viewing angles, you don't generally see it, so it'll probably get put off and put off. So there you have it. That's a full layout tour of Weir Yard up here. You've seen all the key areas, giving you a close-up of various bits and pieces of it. Do still need some more light. That is in hand, will be done at some point. But that's it. That's the full kabang. Anyway, thanks very much for joining me on this full layout tour. Don't forget to like this video, share it too, and also leave a comment down below. Always love to hear from you, hear how your layouts are doing, and also love to know if anything that I've been doing has inspired you in any way. But until next time, thanks again for watching. It's been great to have your company, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now. Today's video has been brought to you in part thanks to the generous donation of my fans on Patreon, and a huge thanks goes out to Anthony Kidson, Mark Anthony, Michael Churchwood, Bob Threeton, Alec Ralph, Anthony Hunt, William Wade, Wayne Johns, and Offshore Alan. If you'd like to help support the show, head on over to patreon.com/Jennifer Kirk. Thank you. Today's video has been brought to you by my books, Bringing Home the Stars, Twinkle Little Star, and also you can get the complete comic collections of All Over the House, Books 1, Books 2, and also the wacky zany Life of Knobty Mouse. Thanks, and catch you later.